Yo, what's good, YouTube? Was good, man. We back. We're back with another live commentary, man. Ryan Garcia, Oscar Duarte. What's good, man? What's up, everyone? I see you guys was waiting in the chat, man. I had to get on. I was going to wait a little bit longer, but we here, man. I'm sorry I couldn't get on earlier. I know there was a couple of fights on the preliminary card, but I'm just getting back home, man. I went out a little bit after work and was hanging with the bros, man. What's up? What's up, Josh, man? My man Josh is always here early, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming through. All right. Was good. Was good. I came home. I saw a little bit of the Shane Mosley fight. Um, I was watching a little bit of that. And I was just waiting to get on, getting everything ready, set up. And I was replying to some of the comments on the most recent videos that I did. Yo, just to start this out, man. I'll wait. I'll wait for a few more people to come up. All right. Charles, what's up, man? What's good with you, man? What's up, light skin business? What's good, Brandon, man? Brandon says Garcia about nasty KO. That's what I'm expecting, man. My man John Doe, was good with you. I'll wait for a few more people to join up before I start really talking, man. I wanna wait for some more people to join up. All right. But we have pretty much Floyd Schofield is not Floyd Schofield. I'm sorry. Who's on this card? Who is on this card? Not Floyd Schofield. What's the other guy that's up next on a co-main event? Is it Floyd? Oh, it is Floyd Schofield. My bad. My bad. All right, so Floyd Schofield is fighting next. He's fighting Ricardo Lopez Torres, 7 losses, 3 knockouts. Yeah, he's getting knocked out tonight. You know what I mean? But we waiting for that fight to start. Real quick, man. Let me just say this, man. I was just reacting to some of the comments that people have been leaving me on my most recent video about Benavidez and Canelo. And I'm gonna just say this. These guys are starting to push me to a point where I start making videos just responding to people. And I've been there before. You guys see me there when I was making Deontay Wilder videos, and you guys don't really want me to go there, man, because I don't have nothing against Canelo, but I have something against some of his fanboys. I do. You know what I mean? And once people start making excuses on why I fight, like I'm sitting here calling for a fight to happen. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? I just want to see a good fight. I don't even care who wins or loses. But you start making comments, being disrespectful, and you're not even bringing up any valid points. You're just talking. Don't get me to a point where I start making videos where I'm reacting to comments that I see, because people are starting to get me there. And like, you really don't want that. Like, leave it alone. You know what I mean? You don't want that, because I like Canelo, and all I want is just a good fight. Excuse me. But there's some people out there, they're not making any valid points, man. You can't come at me just simply because I want to see a fight. You know what I mean? All I'm doing is asking for a fight. That's all I'm doing. And you guys are bringing up all these black fighters as if it means anything to me, because you don't have any valid points. You know what I mean? You don't have any points on why the fight shouldn't take place. It should take place. Canelo's coming off fights against John Ryder, Jamel Charlo, like fights that no one was really asking for. You know what I mean? So all we want is to see a good fight. I know there's some people that hates him and yeah, creating all these narratives and stuff. Like, I'm not one of those people. I just want to see a top tier competitive fight. You know what I mean? And some of these guys leaving comments don't get me to a point where I start making content against you guys because you're gonna lose that. And there's a track record of other fighters where you push me to a point where I start making content simply just reacting off the dumb content that dumb comments that you're leaving. It's gonna end up bad, and I want to just be fair. I want to continue to just be fair, you know what I mean, and just be open-minded about these situations. But look, me and plenty of other people want to see the fight. Stop. Get out of your emotions, man. Just because people want to see Canelo fight Benavidez doesn't mean they're hating on Canelo. How do we get to a point where you're asking for a fight that you want to see, and that just simply means you're hating on a fighter? That's crazy. The dudes are in the same division. They're in the same division. What are we talking about, man? Charles, I feel you. You know what? I always ignore the haters. I do. I do ignore. Oh, I'm sorry, Josh, not Charles, Josh. I ignore the fanboys and the haters for the most part, but I'm also getting tired of the bullshit, man. I'm getting tired, and you know what's funny? A lot of these people are making it about race. A lot of these people don't follow me. They don't subscribe to me. They see Canelo in the title and they come to my, and they click on the video, see that I'm black, and they bringing up all these black fighters that's not fighting each other. And I get that. But I make content about these fighters, how I want these fighters to fight each other too. I want Tank against Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney against one of them. I made content on this. You guys were all good when I made content about Wilder. When I was getting on Wilder about these fights, you guys were cool. Y'all were great with it. Y'all loved that. But yo, Canelo should be fighting this dude next. And some of you guys are making all these excuses on why the fight shouldn't happen. You're not even making excuses at this point. You at this point, you're just talking shit. You're not even making it valid points on why the fight shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? We just want the best fights. And the only way this sport is going to get better and the community gets better is if everybody stays on the same page with every fighter. We want every fighter, no matter what race they are or what platform they fight on, to fight the very best. So if I can make a video about Tank not fighting the best guys out there, or a Wilder video, or a Canelo video, you guys need to stay on the same page. If you guys want this sport to get better, if you want better quality fights, you got to be across the board with me. But if you guys want to cherry pick like a lot of these fighters do, Canelo just fought John Ryder and Jamel Charlo. Who were asking for those fights? No one. Literally no one. No one was sitting around here asking for Canelo to fight John Ryder. No one was asking for Jamel Charlo to move up 2 weight divisions to fight Canelo. So if I'm sitting here saying for the last few years now, Canelo should fight Benavidez, it's simply because I want a quality fight. It's not because I'm hating on Canelo and I want him to fail. It's simply because I want a quality fight. Quality. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is Benavidez, in his most recent 2 wins, has done more than Jamel at 168. He's done more than John Ryder at 168. He's even done more than Caleb Plant at 168. So with that being said, we got to keep it across the board with everybody. We want everybody in this sport that's top tier, especially the face of boxing, who is Canelo Alvarez. We want to keep it across the board. We want quality fights every single fight, especially if we're paying $80, $85 for these fights. You know what I mean? And Canelo is top dog. He's high end. He's pulling up in Ferrari Enzos and shit, La Ferraris. He's top dog. I see a video of Canelo pulling up in a La Ferrari. That's not no regular Ferrari. He's pulling up in a La Ferrari. If you pull up in a La Ferrari, that is the high end of Ferraris. These other boxers ain't pulling up in that. So your top dog, your top dollar, you're undisputed. We want to see you against the very best of the division. We don't want to see you against Jaime Munguia. We don't want to see you against Jamal Charlo, who is clearly down top of his game. We don't want to see that shit. So if you guys keep poking at me, Canelo, I have nothing against Canelo, because Canelo, let me tell you what Canelo did for me. Canelo gave me Floyd Mayweather. He gave me Erislandy Lara. Oh my God, I wanted to see that fight so bad. He gave me Erislandy Lara. He gave me Triple G. He gave me what's this guy name? I mean, I'm gonna go down a list of how many fighters he fought that I wanted to see him fight. He gave me Billy Joe Saunders. He gave me Caleb Plant. He gave me Dimitri Bivol. He gave me so many guys that I wanted to see, and I respect them. And I paid my money. I didn't stream none of those fights. You Canelo fanboys, some of you didn't even pay. Some of you didn't even support him. I paid for all of those pay-per-views. You know what I mean? So if anybody's a fan, I'm more of a supporter than a lot of you, because a lot of you guys are streaming his shit. You know what I mean? Let me pull up Canelo. Let me pull up Canelo's box rec real quick. So I salute Canelo, because on paper, Canelo has the best resume in all of boxing. He do. Let's see. Canelo gave me. Who else he gave me? He gave me Austin Trout, a fight that I wanted to see. Trout was undefeated. All right. He gave me Lara. He gave me Cotto. He gave me Chavez Jr. I ain't gonna lie. You guys, the video's still up. When he fought Chavez Jr., I was excited for the fight. I'm not gonna act like I wasn't, because he beat Chavez Jr. and Chavez didn't give Floyd Schofield fight starting. This is gonna be a knockout. This is a tune-up for him. He gave me Chavez Jr. And at that time, I wanted to see that fight. All right. He gave me Gennady Golovkin when Golovkin was still the first fight. Golovkin was still in his prime. I didn't want Rocky Fielding. He gave me, yeah, Southpaw talking that shit. He said he gave you Rocky Fielding, Yildirim, a 50-year-old Triple G. Not the first two fights, though. He didn't give me a 50-year-old Triple G. You know what I mean? But Billy Joe was good when he fought Billy Joe. He gave me Plant, and he gave me Calvin Smith. Those is cool. But he gave me Daniel Jacobs. I wanted that fight. I didn't like Sergey fighting in a rehydration clause. I didn't like that. So I'm not going to give him credit for that. But a lot of these fights he gave me, I wanted, bro. I did want. Oh, Floyd already knocked this dude down in the first round. Lopez is already down. This is a tune-up. The guy got 7 losses, man. Got 3 knockouts. This is going to be an easy fight for Floyd. All right? But, yo, let's be real, man. I like, oh, he down again. Hey, it's going to be a first rounder. Just stay down, bro. Let's get this main event popping. Let's get this out the way. You know, so ain't no hate towards Canelo, man. Canelo on paper, it's over. Just stop the fight, ref. He's down for a third time, And we're not even halfway through we're halfway through the first round, and Floyd is a minute and 20 seconds left, and Floyd already knocked him down 3 times. And this is another guy at 135 that I want to see him face someone good. He's been calling Keyshawn. It's over. It's over. Fourth time. Fourth knockdown. Keyshawn, he's been. So what I like about Floyd is he's one of the very, very few that's been directly calling out Keyshawn Davis. You know, as Keyshawn's gonna come up beating up everybody. I said this too. Keyshawn's been calling out Frank Martin. You know, he's been calling out Devin Haney and stuff. Keyshawn Davis should fight this guy because he's undefeated. He's hungry. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's a talent. And neither one of them are ahead of each other. And I'm not saying Keyshawn is scared of him or anything like that. I just think that, you know, like if this was a British fight, Floyd Schofield and Keyshawn Davis would be fighting for the European title. You know what I mean? But being that this is America, you know, one fights on Golden Boy, one fights for top rank. They're not going to do the fight right now. They ain't going to do it until it matters. Nah, Chavez Jr. was drained, you know, but listen, Gio, I'm just being honest, you know, because the video is still up. You know, I don't delete my videos. You know, a lot of these guys, I said on Twitter the other day, a lot of these YouTube channels that's been on here for a long time, I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of them delete their content or private their videos because they don't want to be embarrassed by the wrong picks that they made in the past, the faulty content that they made at one point. They don't want to show the changes that they made throughout their content, you know, their career of being of making content. So when Canelo fought Chavez Jr., I didn't like the catch weight, you know, I didn't like the rehydration clause, but at that time, I'm gonna be honest, I was very excited for the fight because I was a Chavez Jr. fan. Even with the losses, you know, to Sergio Martinez and all of that stuff, I was still, I love Chavez. I love Chavez simply because of who his father was. So when Canelo fought him and Canelo was still fighting at like 160 and all that, I was excited for the fight. You know, now you might want to check out my reaction video to the loss because my reaction video was pretty much of a rant. Like, it was pretty much a rant of how Chavez Jr. gave us a bullshit performance, you know, but and then he went on to give us more bullshit performances after that. But I will admit, and the video is still up, that I am a Chavez Jr. fan and I wanted to see that fight. I did. Shout out to the Nerd Gen. What's up, bro? No, Star Fox, it has nothing to do with Showtime saying they're out. It's not about Showtime saying they're out. What it's about is Paramount Plus is saying that they don't want to have anything to do with boxing. It's costing them money and they're not making enough money to keep it there. Why are we going to keep investing into PBC if the money is not, it's not making us dollars? Hold on. Let me see what Floyd say. Yo, Floyd still has a scar on his face from that last fight where it was like a headbutt or something, and he got that bad cut, which kind of went viral.
last fight against Casper Rose. What did you learn in that fight that maybe helped you in this one? Use my jab. I set everything up. Walk me through some of those early knockdowns in this fight because you got to him very quickly. What were you seeing early in the fight? Being real, I seen
I'm gonna have to take this picture down because it's showing. I'm gonna have to raise that picture.
So you didn't get to do, but you look at some of these highlights here. What was the game plan?
What's up, Beth?
I told you guys I'm gonna start using my jab.
Let me see if he calls out anyone. Hold on, give me a second.
Like I said, Cruz was a heavy, tough guy. He got up. I'm glad he got up. I'm glad he can go home. Like I said, I appreciate him. Thank you. And on to the next. Talk about the statement that kind of win like this.
Yeah, so
I'm ready for them all. I'm ready for them all to throw them at me. But I got a great team with Bernard and Oscar behind me, so they're gonna guide me right. And I take my time listening to them. They're gonna make me worth thinking. A lot of talk about maybe Jojo Diaz.
Jojo Diaz is a good test.
Congratulations, Floyd. Thank you.
Jojo has had it rough lately. Jojo has been the test for everybody lately. No, I can't put a mirror. I literally just took the picture down so it wouldn't reflect the fight because I don't want to be taken down by dazn or Golden Boy for pirating the fight. So sorry, Johnny. Oh, he said I'm kidding. Okay. Graffiti, what's up, man? He says, yo, Wave, who do you think Tank should fight next? I mean, listen, if it's up to me, Tank should fight Shakur Stevenson, or the winner of Lomachenko and Kambosos. But I mean, I'm expecting Tank to fight Isaac Cruz again. Yeah, I'm not trying to get flagged by YouTube. Now, I want to respond to someone who made a comment. Southpaw says, I was a believer of Chavez Jr. too. It wasn't even that I was a believer. It was more like I just wanted him to succeed simply because he was the son of a legend. You know what I mean? I never thought that Chavez Jr. was going to be that good because I just didn't think he had the motivation to do it. When I seen him in the HBO, not All Access, Showtime is All Access. What's HBO? The episodes that they had, whatever it was called, and it was leading up to the Sergio Martinez fight, and it was showing his lack of dedication, his bad eating habits, and stuff like that. That made me aware. 24/7, okay, HBO boxing 24/7. It made me aware that he wasn't really that dedicated. You know what I mean? I felt like it was kind of forced upon Chavez to be great simply because he was the son of a legend. So I like Chavez simply because of who he was and not really based on his boxing ability, But he did show signs of it. He did beat like Andy Lee. Like I was watching him throughout his career. You know what I mean? It was certain fighters that I watched simply because they were the sons of like great fighters. I remember watching Hector Camacho Jr. simply because Hector Camacho is like a top 10 favorite fighter for me. You know what I mean? I've expressed that throughout me having this channel that Hector Camacho, he was from the East Side Harlem. He had all the girls, he had all the jewelry. Like, he came out with these wacky costumes every single fight. So when I was a kid watching him, I used to like, even though he was from the Puerto Rican community, he was still, I related to him because he was from my environment. You know what I mean? So I love Hector Camacho when I was a kid, and at that time I was growing up, I was living in the Bronx and living in Harlem. I I lived around a lot of Hispanics, you know what I mean? So I kind of wanted him. I was a big fan of Hector. Like every time you saw Hector, where you see him with all the women, the jewelry, the cars, it was just like, damn, yo, I used to like want to be like, I want to be that guy, just like I felt the same way about Mike Tyson and all of the other guys that was boxing around that time. You know what I mean? Uh, so yeah, so when their sons come up, just like Shane Mosley Jr. was another guy that I was following. I've been following throughout his career simply because Shane Mosley is a top 5 fighter to me. You know what I mean? Shane Mosley is one of my favorite fighters. Shane Mosley is the only fighter that I rooted for against Floyd Mayweather. That's the only time in Floyd Mayweather's career that I picked against him because I was that big of a fan of Shane. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's just you like who you like, and I know other people are influenced by everybody's influenced by race and what a fighter looks like and where they're from. But sometimes you just like who you like Miguel Cotto. Something about Miguel Cotto that's just like right away. It's just I just became an instant fan of Miguel Cotto. You know what I mean? Like me and Miguel Cotto have nothing in common, but instantly he was like the second coming of Hector Camacho, even though him and Hector was totally different people. Anytime Cotto gave, what made me like Cotto? Like, I'm gonna give you a prime example of why I like Cotto. Miguel Cotto was the only fighter that Floyd Mayweather showed a lot of respect for leading up to the fight. You guys remember their face off that they did, like they did it 24/7, but I'm talking about the face off that him and Cotto had. You notice that Floyd didn't talk any shit towards Cotto. He was just telling him, like, yo, I respect you. He was telling about, like, yo, your watch, you're clean, like your character. Floyd ain't never act like that towards a fighter. And I felt like everything Floyd said made me like, I knew I wasn't bugging. I was like, yo, I knew I liked this guy for some reason. Yeah, he took his losses and stuff like that, but something about Cotto and his character made me like, yo, I respect the shit out of this guy. Like he does no wrong. You know what I mean? And that's why I was a fan of Miguel Cotto. Zon Thomas, thank you for the comment. He says, hey, Boxingwave, I've been going back and forth between you and Boxing Gyms. You are two of my favorite channels, along with True School Sports. Shout out to boxing. Shout out to my boy Boxing Gyms, my boy Ryan. And shout out to True School Sports, man. He's a hardworking channel. He's another channel. He shows a lot of love. Him and his dad. His dad checks in every once in a while. Shout out to him. He's one of the few channels that actually makes content with his dad. I know, you guys know I make content with my dad every once in a blue. But shout out to him. His dad, Pops, be there with him. Those two are like twins. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. But thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Great channels, especially Boxing Gyms. Phenomenal channel. I mean, that's one of the few channels I actually learned from. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, man. I like talking about fighters and it's like, listen, we're all gonna be fans of fighters for whatever reasons. But yo, there's certain fans that like, I mean, there's certain fighters that just like right away you instantly like love them. And it could be, I don't know, it could be for different reasons, but like you instantly like, yo, especially as a kid. As a kid, you're like, as a kid, I couldn't wait to see Roy Jones fight. You know what I mean? Like, I was a fan of James Toney. I was a fan of James Toney. I was a big fan against James Toney. And I remember when I was a kid, I saw that fight with Roy Jones live. And it was something about Roy Jones coming to the ring with that tuxedo on that made me know right there at the moment, like, yo, Roy Jones is about to get busy. But I'll be honest with you, at that time, I was nervous for Roy because if you listen to the boxing, I guess, public, because we didn't have a community at the time, we didn't have social media. It was like at that time, people were saying Roy didn't have the experience. James was still undefeated. He had all the experience in the world. You know what I mean? He fought way better fighters. And but it was something about Roy's confidence that made me say, Roy's going to take care of it. He's going to take care of this fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like the way it is. Like I could keep throwing names out there of certain fighters that I like, but it's for every reasoning behind I like these fighters is for a different reason. You know what I mean? It's something about Andre Ward. Shout out to Ward. I did pick up his book. I didn't get a chance to start reading it yet, but it's something about Andre Ward. And, yeah, there are certain things about the way that he fights that, like, my dad is, he can't stand Andre Ward. He's not a fan of Andre Ward at all. But it's something about Andre Ward that I like him because I guess I like him because of more about obviously I like him for what he does in the ring. Like I like him. I thought the Super Six tournament, and I know we like to hype that tournament up, but it's an important tournament because even though everybody wasn't in the tournament, most of the top fighters was in that tournament. You know what I mean? Um, and I respected him because of the tournament, but I just like the class that he had. He is a black man, married, had a bunch of children, and and to many of us here in America, you don't see that often, um, like the way we saw it with Andre Ward, and it made me like kind of like I wanted to support him because he was just such a positive dude. You know what I mean? He was a man of God. He was about his family. He wasn't showboating. He wasn't doing all this flashy. I respected him. I respect Sean Porter the same way. You know what I mean? Just I feel like a lot of these guys, they feel like they gotta be so flamboyant, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's cool, but sometimes it get a little like played out, you know what I mean? Like with Adrian Broner, you know what I mean? Like I just I didn't like Broner because I was like I was rooting for the guy, but at the same time, it was just like the bullshit, having kids with all these different chicks and posting videos on your sexual experiences. And I was like, yo, what is this guy doing? You know what I mean? So, I know people are gonna bring up the Kovalev fight and all of this other stuff, but I like Andre Ward, you know what I mean? Like overall, I like him, and there is definitely criticisms. And I was one of the first. I hate to have to say it on camera, but I wasn't going to be dishonest. I don't think he won the first Kovalev fight. I don't think he won that fight. I think it was close. I think he finished strong, but I don't think he won just based on judging. I thought Kovalev won the fight 7 rounds to 5. I say that all the time, and there's not a time that I saw that fight that and thought any differently. You know what I mean? Uh, but it was still, you know, um, it is what it is, and plus he got knocked out, but it is what it is, they picked the home crowd fighter and that's what it was. You know what I mean? Yeah, Arthur Abraham was in the tournament. I think Ward did beat him in the tournament. Arthur Abraham still went on to have a good career. I mean, uh I had a problem with, well, as far as the tournament is concerned, remember Arthur Abraham, uh, he had that whole, incident with Andre Durrell, right? Because he kind of hit Durrell. Damn, I haven't seen the fight. He hit Durrell while he was down, and it was like a disqualification or something like that. But there's a fight of Arthur Abraham that I hate, and it's not his fault. But Arthur Abraham fought who's the guy that Triple G beat? I thought Arthur Abraham got a gift win against guy that moved from 160. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on, give me a minute. All right, you beat Abraham, Martin Murray. I was so pissed off at that decision. All right, I thought it was a split decision win, but I thought Martin Murray won the fight. There was only one judge that had it scored the way I had it, 112, 115. I'm gonna tell you right now that fight is probably still on YouTube. I knew there was some bullshit going on after the first round ended, and the scorecard or the points, the punch stats on screen was way off from what I saw. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I knew at that point that it was some bullshit going on. You know what I mean? Because the punch stats were super off. And that made me know right there that they were trying to influence the viewers. You know what I mean? Listen, I could be a fan of fighters, but it doesn't mean that I can't have my criticisms against them, and this all started out with Canelo. You know what I mean? All of this talk is starting with Canelo. I'm a fan of Canelo, but I have my criticisms about him. You know what I mean? And it's not really directly about him. It's more about, some of the judges, the scorecards of some of his fights. It has to do with the rehydration clauses and, the catch weights, the amount of them that he's had, I think are a little extreme. You know what I mean? But overall, his resume, like on paper, it's like the names on his resume is crazy. I mean, most fighters are not going to fight that amount of top quality fighters in their career. So I have to give him a lot of credit for that. But I do hate the rehydration clauses, some of the judging, and the catch weights to his fights. You know what I mean? Dave's son Andre says, "What are the good things you can say about Adrian Broner's career?" To be honest, he lost most of the big ones. I think mostly. I'll be fair. I'll be honest, and I'm not trying to disrespect him, but I will say is that what he was doing at 135 was good. I think a lot of it is based on potential of what he could have been. I never thought it was a good idea for him to jump from 135 to 140. I do think he has some gift decisions judging. I was just talking about judging with Canelo. I will say that the judging with Broner was a little bit weird too. You know what I mean? I just pulled up Adrian Broner's. I don't think he beat Daniel Ponce de Leon. I thought that was 6 rounds to 4 for De Leon. I think the Paulie Malignaggi fight was debatable. I think, yeah, Broner definitely picked it up. I think he waited too long to pick it up. All right. Obviously, Marcus Maidana beat him. And to be honest, man, I said this before, man, but my favorite Adrian Broner fight is against Emmanuel Taylor, who is not an elite fighter by any means. Broner has fought way better fighters than that. I think that Sean Porter, uh, Paulie Malignaggi, Marcus Maidana, Adrian Canados, Mikey Garcia, Jesse Vargas, Manny Pacquiao. I think all of those guys are better than Adrian Broner. I mean, I'm sorry, not or better than Emmanuel Taylor. But the Emmanuel Taylor fight was my favorite fight to watch. I think the interest of Broner was dope, and I thought the fight was competitive simply because Broner's volume is so low that it felt like anytime that he wasn't letting his hands go, it was competitive simply because he wasn't letting his hands go. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's all I really got to say about Broner. You know what I mean? And no, I don't think that Andre Ward is the weakest of the pound for pound kings. Like, no, I don't think so. I don't agree with that. You know, you said Magia is fighting John Ryder next month. Well, if Magia is really fighting John Ryder next month, that is a pretty good fight. They're showing Ryan Garcia right now in his dressing room in his robe on. All right, let's as much as I love talking about all of these fighters, let's go on the topic at hand. If you didn't see my breakdown video of this fight between Ryan Garcia and Oscar Duarte, I was pretty much expressing to you guys that I think that Ryan Garcia is is going to win and be dominant as well. Oscar is tough. You know what I mean? I think he's pretty explosive, but he's a one trick pony. You know, he can't fight a rangy fight. He can't. He hasn't shown. Well, let me say this: he hasn't shown that he can control distance. He hasn't shown that he can fight on the back foot. He's more of a come forward guy, likes to throw combinations, very powerful, very fast, explosive. But he's coming straight forward. And I think Ryan's best performances is against guys like him. You know, when Ryan doesn't have to come forward and dictate the fight, Ryan is at his best, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think you see more of his talent and his skills when he fights these kind of fights. You know what I mean? And I think it's a dangerous fight for him because, like I said, it's like a Romero Duno fight, but it's an upgrade from that. Like I do think Duarte brings a little bit more to the table than Duno did. But I also think that, I still think that Ryan is best when he's forced to fight on his back foot and let a guy come towards him. You know what I mean? I think that's Ryan's best. I mean, based on what I've seen from him, you know what I mean? I think Ryan is not all that great when he's trying to push the pace. You know what I mean? I think he looks more flat-footed when he's coming forward. Defensively, more defensively flawed when he's coming forward. I think when he's on his back foot and he's being a little bit more evasive, I think he's still letting his hands go, but at the same time, he's just more defensively aware. He relies more on counters, setting traps and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, he still has his flaws. I see Charles said Ryan needs to protect his chin. I agree. He's still very upright. I think with certain angles, definitely, we saw the Tank fight. Tank was able to slip and counter him for certain angles that Ryan just couldn't see coming. And obviously, if Duarte take advantage of that, it could be a problem for Ryan. But Duarte offensively, whatever he is looking for or whatever he's looking to do in this fight, he has to worry about getting hit in the head by Ryan at the same time. You know what I mean? And Duarte has not shown me in any of his fights that he can really compete at this level. Ryan is weird with me, because it's like Ryan, based off power and athleticism, he I think Ryan beats everybody that is not the super elite. If you guys understand what I'm saying. Right? Like, I think when it comes to Ryan Garcia, I think he beats everybody that's not the super elite. I think once you start placing him in there with guys like Tio or Devin, or even, obviously if we saw the Tank fight, or even maybe with a Shakur Stevenson, I think that's where Ryan will fold. But when it comes to anyone below that level, I think Ryan beats everybody. You know what I mean? What's up, High End? What's good, bro? He says, wait, Duarte's left bisector is torn and was recently torn. Look at it. All right, I didn't see. Well, I'll try to take a look. DJ says, all right, Duarte is coming to the ring. Okay, yo, look, ring walk-on time was supposed to be 11, but everybody got stopped. So this is happening early, which I love, man. I hate when they hold us hostage all the way to like midnight, bro. Especially like recently, right? Josh says, oh, I'm sorry. Mel says Ryan is a mid-tier fighter. So I would place Ryan in the lowest of the top tier or the highest of the mid tier. That's where I would place him. You know what I mean? That's where I'm basically at with it. I'm glad that they're coming out early, man. I'm glad that they're not. Yeah, Star Fox, I would say he's like a B plus guy. You know what I mean? I think he's like a B plus fighter. DJ says, is Ryan versus Broner pay-per-view worthy? No, it's not. But that's another thing I wanted to bring up here with this fight. There's a few things. First, let me just answer your question real quick. If you know, Ryan lost to Tank, and him and Tank did a pay-per-view early this year, and the pay-per-view numbers were well over a million. So they did great numbers, right? And then at that point, everybody's talking whether or not Tank and Ryan were like the faces of boxing or whatever. Like, I know everybody was talking about that, not me so much, but what I will say is that if Ryan was really a cash cow, this would have been a pay-per-view. Let's be honest. If Ryan was really a cash cow, this would have been a pay-per-view. And I don't believe neither one of them are. I know Tank sells tickets. He do. But I also think that Tank, in order for him to do well in the pay-per-view buys, he needs a good dancing partner. And I believe the same with Ryan. I don't think Ryan can just fight anyone and do well on the pay-per-view numbers like a Canelo. I think Canelo and maybe like Anthony Joshua or whatever, or I don't know who else, but I know for Canelo, this is the Canelo. I think Canelo can literally fight anyone, and he's going to do at least 400,000 or 500,000. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. Second thing I want to bring up, the weigh-in. I did see the weigh-in, and I see that it's at a catch weight at 143. I do not like that. Oscar came out and basically said, look, this was agreed upon from the beginning. And I understand that certain fighters take tune-ups and they fight a little bit over the weight, and that's cool. There's no belt on the line. It's not I get that. But the reason why I don't like it is because I think it just shows dedication and responsibility when you can make the weight of the division that you actually fight at. And I understand that this is not for a title or anything like that. There's no weight limit. Duarte is in the ring, by the way, and Ryan's walking out now. I know this is not a main fight. I know nobody knows who Duarte really is and stuff like that. So fine, but I still think that Ryan should have showed at least some dedication by fighting at the weight. You know, because Ryan's not big at 140. Well, he's definitely not big at 147. You know, but being so close at 147, I just don't think that is good. You know what I mean? Because it's like you should just be fighting at the weight. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. It just shows that you're really serious about things, and just fighting over the weight division. I don't like it. You know what I mean? It just, I don't think it's gonna be a factor for this particular fight, but it's like, bro, you just got to 140, you know, and I think that you kind of should make the weight, man, with every fight. You know, you should make the weight at every fight, you know, at least most of them. Unless it's a fight where you have to bring yourself up a little bit more because it's a big fight. It's a tough challenge. You know what I mean? It's good, young Hollywood. Oh, he got Lupe. Oh yeah, I gotta lower this down because I don't want to get you know, they got that little music thing that they do. Whenever they track the music you play. I think Tio and Ryan is actually a good fight. When I was talking about aggressive fighters, I think it's the same with Ryan and Rolly Romero. So that's the fight that I actually think is gonna happen. I think Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero is actually gonna fight at some point. You know what I mean? I know they were talking about it, but I think it's gonna actually happen at some point. I believe it happens. And I think stylistically actually is a good you know, Ryan for being that. I mean, nobody's taking Rolly Romero seriously, but I'm talking about you know, he's uh an opponent in common with Tank Davis. I know Rolly was giving Tank some trouble early on. I mean, I don't really consider it trouble because I think Tank was just kind of trying to figure him out. You know what I mean? He's not coming out with Lupe, right? I didn't see Lupe. Am I maybe I'm not paying attention. Lupe is not there, is he? All right, hold on. Let me rewind this shit. Because I'm not paying attention. I'm talking to you guys. He didn't really come out with Lupe though, right? Oh shit, that is Lupe. I didn't even recognize him. Oh shit, that is kind of dope. Oh wow. I'm a big Lupe. I'm watching it and I'm talking to you guys. I didn't even recognize this. I didn't even recognize that was Lupe. I wasn't even paying attention. Lupe is actually yo, Lupe is one of the greatest lyricists of all time. Like, seriously. Like, he's not only just underrated, but I think he's lyrically one of the best I've ever heard. Like rapping. I think there's literally like maybe two or three other artists that you can compare to him on a lyrical. If we're just talking about like raps, he's dope. He's insane. Like that whole, and I'm gonna get off this real quick, but that whole exchange that he had with Royce the 5'9" last year, and Royce is one of my favorite rappers. Like I love Royce the 5'9". Lupe toyed with him and killed him. His pen game is insane. And Royce is one of the like people say Royce is the black Eminem. And Lupe toyed with him and destroyed Royce. Dude, I still listen to this record as if it's like a real song. And Lupe toyed with him. He responded to him in like 24 hours. And it was like a ultra diss. Lupe is insane. I don't even like mentioning Lupe with like people lyrically, unless it's like Lupe is up there, bro. Like we talking like Nas, maybe, and just like a couple other people. Hey, Lupe is crazy. He's an alien when it comes to like rap lyrics. Big fan of him. I can't believe I'm talking to you guys and didn't even like recognize that he was up there. And this is no disrespect to Royce, yo. Royce, shout to Royce. I'm a big fan of Royce. I've been around Royce. Um, he's a very good dude. He's a great artist, a great rapper, and a great lyricist. You know, as far as lyricist, he might be like top 20 ever. But with Lupe, he got son. You know, he got son. Yeah, Royce's real name is Ryan. Yep. I'm a big Royce fan. I'm a big Lupe fan, and I'm a big Royce fan. But I wasn't expecting. Royce showed wordplay, and Lupe showed lyricism. Like what I'm saying is so above, like just wordplay. It's more like you got to be a thinker to understand what I'm saying. It's just levels. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got me, guys. You guys, yo, leave me alone. Let's keep it boxing, man. Because I'm trying to. This fight is about to start, and you guys always drag me to some other shit. You guys do that every time. We got to talk about movies. We start talking about hip hop. We start talking about like anime or video games or cars. You guys always drag me into some shit that has nothing to do with boxing. Seriously. All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Let's go. What do you guys got? Anybody got Duarte pulling off the upset? Ryan's gonna destroy him. Look at the size advantage between these two already. Right away. This is gonna be Ryan against what's his face again? Duno again. It's gonna be Ryan against Duno. We're not even gonna see Ryan comes in, steps in with the left hook, misses the hook, but lands to the right, lands the right hand to the body. We're not even going to see what changes Derrick James has started in this fight because, again, I feel like Duarte is exactly the type of fighter that's going to make Ryan look good. Oh yeah, you guys know I'm down with anime. Come on, man. You guys see Attack on Titan final? I watched the finale of Attack on Titan and rewatched the whole series after seeing the finale. Crazy. Ryan's doing great controlling this. And see, this is what I mean. This is not like the Manuel Tago fight. Good right hand from Duarte. Ryan is doing a lot of lateral movement, but this is what I expected. Ryan is using lateral movement and trying to control distance. Landed a good uppercut on Duarte. Duarte is just trying to gap in, and and Ryan. Okay, Ryan just tied up for the first time. We got a minute left in the first round. It's been all Ryan this round so far, but Duarte is course shorter guy. You know, don't have the reach. He's trying to get low and dash in and start throwing the combos. Ryan, right now, we're showing him control this and now Ryan, and this is why I say he's either the weakest of the top tier or the highest at the mid tier, is because I don't think Ryan is as good as some of the other boxers out there, like a Shakur or a Devin Haney, or even as a Teofimo at controlling distance. I think he's very good, but I don't think he's as good as some of the other fighters that's up there that's doing it like him. You know, I think Ryan likes to be aggressive. I think Ryan is always looking for the early fast KO. I think he can do it, but I think again, he's not great at level changing. He's not great at feinting. He's not great at, he's not probing the jab that much. He's very upright and his chin is kind of up there. I think he has a lot of athleticism. You know what I mean? So he's able to be quick and move, like, you know what I mean? But I think overall, there's better talent out there. You know what I mean? From a boxing IQ standpoint, I don't think he's the greatest, but I think with the power and the speed and the overall athleticism, I think it carries him a lot. You know what I mean? That's the way I see Ryan. But I think Ryan is better against aggressive fighters as opposed to fighters where he has to come forward and walk them down. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ryan has little to no head movement, but I think Ryan shows a little bit more again fighting this kind of fight. All right, but round one for Ryan, not much from Duarte. Duarte was trying to, I guess, in the first round, Duarte was trying to counter his jab with an overhand right. Yeah, I think he did land one, um, but he didn't really get that close. Like Ryan. So from what I've seen, like in a Duarte fight, and maybe because it's a different opponent, but Ryan did phenomenal at controlling distance in that fight. I think Duarte is a little bit harder. Like I see Duarte right now, he's doing a little better at like trying to cut Ryan off than Duarte did. You know what I mean? Like Ryan moves to his left, Duarte is gonna move to his right. You know what I mean? And he's doing a little bit better. He just kind of rushed Ryan just now. Ryan was forced to tie up a little bit. But Ryan at this point, he basically just needs to smother Duarte on the inside. Don't let this guy get his combinations off. Uh because Duarte is not that great at throwing coming in. You know what I mean? He's not that great at it. He's trying to time Ryan's jab. You can tell, but he's not really that great at coming in. He's nice hook, nice lead leg hook counter. He he's better at being in and then exploding. You know what I mean? He's not that great at coming in though. At least not from what I seen when I did a little bit of film study that day. Ryan lands a hook. Now this is the thing. Ryan's being a lot less flat-footed here, so he's not sitting down on the punches as much. Like he connected with the hook, but it wasn't that same hook. That big. Oh, Duarte caught him with a right counter over the jab. See, that's what Duarte is trying to do. He caught him right there, and Ryan's being very cautious here. All right, 50 seconds left in the second. I have not noticed anything new about Ryan in this fight. I know he's with Derrick James, but 30 seconds left in the second round. I can't say that I've noticed anything different with Ryan. He still looks the same. Oh, nice right hand for lands for Ryan Garcia. Can't say I've noticed anything different from him, but he's definitely winning the fight. But Duarte is having a much better round here. Duarte is definitely closing in on him. Good round for Duarte. Duarte did better that round. That's a closer round, much closer round. Duarte did much better in that round, and he hasn't seemed to be bothered by any of the power. Yeah, Ryan threw a couple of uppercuts, but notice that Ryan normally stands in between rounds? Nice left hook lands for Nice left hook lands for Duarte. It didn't land super clean, but it was a good hook. I know he landed that hook, and then he did land an overhand right over his jab in that round. All right, we're in round 3. To be honest, though, these are the fights that Ryan need to be taken in between the big ones. You know what I mean? We already know that another overhand right from, see, Ryan's too close. So he was probing, but he was too close, and it was an easy shot land for Duarte. Duarte landed a right hand to the body too. Duarte is doing a great job cutting off Ryan. Ryan is trying to move, but Duarte is doing a great job right now at cutting him off. Duarte in his 3rd round, great start. Duarte landed a couple shots to the body too. Duarte is having a great round here against Ryan. Ryan hasn't landed anything yet. Ryan just stepped in and landed a right hook, but didn't seem to phase Duarte at all. Another right hand blocked by Duarte. Duarte's got that high guard. Tough fight for Ryan so far. Good overhand right lands for Duarte. Ryan doesn't look impressive this round. And now that the gap is closed, Ryan's trying to use that defense. You know, he's trying to roll the punches a little bit. And he's using that Philly shell in the defense, but that Philly shell is not polished. And he's, you know, he doesn't look comfortable there, and he doesn't have the feet and the balance to do well there. So great round, only just, you know, a little bit above a minute left in the 3rd round. And I will say that Duarte is winning the round, clear to me. The ref keeps stepping in and warning Duarte. I don't know what's that about. I don't like it. Combination from Ryan blocked by Duarte. Ryan doesn't look comfortable on the inside. I don't like him using that Philly shell that much. Duarte got to throw that chopping right hand and the left hook whenever Ryan's trying to clam up. What is going on? Yo, all right. Y'all, I'm going to tell you now, this referee I'm very suspicious about because he's getting a little too involved in the fight. He's getting a little too involved in favor of Ryan. So let me just put that out there. You know, for all you guys that was thinking that Golden Boy wants. Let me 3rd round is up. I see what everybody's saying. I know Ryan went on his rant. Also, you know, a lot of people thinking that they want Ryan to lose. Just be clear. Marketing is important when it comes to boxing. I know the way I look at things is not the popular way of looking at it, but Duarte, from a marketing standpoint, don't got it. No one knows who he is. He's not a big talker. He's a Spanish-speaking fighter. The beef that they sold for this fight is between Ryan, Oscar, and Bernard Hopkins. So don't get it twisted. They might not like Ryan, but they're going to market a fight. I say this to you guys all the time with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury could be fighting any random person, but he's going to talk about AJ. He's going to talk about Wilder. He's going to be talking about any fighter that is going to sell his fight, because it's not going to sell if he fights Derek Chisora or whatever. You know what I mean? So he's going to bring up other fighters that he's about to fight just so he can fight. Yeah, Ryan does not. Oh, Duarte comes in. That's what I just said that to you guys. Duarte came in, drew the chopping right hand, and then drew the left hook. And Ryan just cannot He's not comfortable. He's using. Oh, come on, y'all. Here we go with this bullshit. Ryan got hit in the back of the head because he ducked. This ref came in with another warning against Duarte. Duarte needs to keep doing what he's doing. This ref sucks. This ref sucks. This ref, the crowd is going crazy. Get this guy out. I don't know who this guy is. Get this guy out of here. He's ruining this fight right now. It's a fight. This referee is here to ruin the fight. He's here to ruin the fight. Yeah, Ryan's defense. I don't know, since I don't remember Ryan using the shells in previous fights so much, but it looks faulty and he's starting to look uncomfortable. Again, Duarte needs to come in, throw that hook, and throw that chopping right hand while Ryan is trying to shell it up. Throw that right hand over the shoulder while Ryan is trying to, lean over to his right and throw that left hook, because Ryan can't guard it. He's not good at this defense. He's looking like Andre Berto using the Philly shell against Robert Guerrero. Ryan's complaining about the head. I don't know what's going on here, guys. But Ryan looks very uncomfortable and he's complaining to the ref. He's looking for help. Is it me? Is it me? Let me know in the comments. Am I tripping, or is the ref just doing too much? Ryan doesn't look good, y'all. Ryan doesn't look good, y'all. He doesn't look strong. He doesn't look confident, and his defense looks worse. Nice left hook to end the round, but I'm giving that to Duarte. All right. I just needed to hear from you guys because I know what I'm seeing here, and that looked like Ryan is stressed right now. I gave him the first 2 rounds. All right, but I gave Duarte the last 2. I don't like how Ryan is looking right now. He looks like he let me start writing down my scores. He looks like he's not confident. And he looks he looks like he's trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? I don't know. We're going into the 5th. You just joining us. We are going into the 5th round, and I have it 2 apiece. Oh shit, my man Charles is in the building. What's good? What's good, young? All right, we're in the 5th round. I'll let you guys know. Weird fight so far. This ref is bogus. And I think that Duarte, based on his body language, he's starting to gain some confidence here. Ryan is coming out. He's trying to come forward now, which I think is a good idea. The unofficial scorecard got it all 4 rounds for Ryan. I don't agree with that. Nice uppercut from Duarte on inside. Ryan needs to back him up. And all of that I was saying early about Ryan is doing better by letting this guy come at him. I don't know if I agree with that now, because he looks shaky. Ryan's coming forward, and now Ryan is starting to bully him a little bit. I think this is the way he needs to go. He needs to make it a dog fight, because this boxing stuff that he's doing ain't working. Whatever he learned with Derek ain't working. So I like the way he's taking it. He's taking the fight to him this round here. You gotta be careful though. And that's another problem. And that's what the commentator is saying. He's almost completely turning his back to him. Nice. Oh, nice comment from Ryan in the inside. I like it. Shell is working for him a little bit here. It looks weird, but it's working a little bit against. Look, he don't Shell that good, but he is making him work a little bit here. A minute left in his fifth round. This is such a wacky fight. This is such a wacky fight, man. Oh man, this is weird a little bit. Oh man, Ryan's winning the round though. 45 seconds to go. Overhand right lands on Ryan. Ryan got to get off the ropes. Good left hook to the body. Was that low? The ref stops, jumps in. I think Duarte complained. I couldn't tell if that was low. It looked like it was on the belt line. It looked like it was on the belt line. Good round for Ryan, though. Way better round. Way better round from earlier. And that's left hook to the body from Duarte. Duarte is still being aggressive. You know, I think Ryan landed the cleaner shots, though. No, Ryan has not improved this defense, in my opinion. I don't like the way Ryan looks. I don't like the way he's fighting here. I've seen him look better. He might. I think Ryan, to be honest, in these 5 rounds, and I gave him that round, Ryan looks like he's declined. To me. I've seen him look better than this. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you he's improved. He looks like he's declining. I don't know what Derek is teaching him, but his head, even in the corner, I don't even like his body language, man. I know he's standing up waiting to go, but I just don't like. I don't think he's even listening to Derek. He's just nodding and walking around. You know, he's walking. He's standing. Listen, he's not taking a seat. He's like strolling, circling around his corner, and Derek is talking to him. Maybe he feels like what he's being told is not working. Maybe that's it. Garcia, nice short shots on the inside. But he's turning his back to Duarte, which is causing those rabbit punches, unintentional. So he's like, when he's rolling, he's turning his back like this and ducking. He's not leaning to the side. He's turning his back and going like this. You see me? Like, this is weird. I think they're talking about it now. Yeah, don't listen to the commentary. I don't know what they're talking about. They gave Ryan the first 4 rounds. Don't listen to them. They on some bullshit. The ref is on some bullshit, and the commentary is on some bullshit tonight. You guys are saying that they're trying to get Ryan to lose. They are not trying to get Ryan to lose. You know, they don't want Ryan to lose unless it's a big money fight, like the Tank fight. They don't want Ryan to. Don't fall into the trap of these press conferences with Ryan and Oscar and don't fall into that shit. They want to make money off this kid. It's always about the money, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Ryan, this is the worst I've seen him fight. Even against Tank, this is the absolute worst I've ever seen Ryan Garcia look in a fight. The worst. Oh, Duarte finally connected on a left hook while Ryan was turning. This shoulder roll thing is a nightmare, in my opinion. Is it me? This reminds me of Andre Berto against Robert Guerrero. Duarte caught him with a right hand, a chopping right hand. I don't like the way he's using this. He's overusing it. It works for him sometimes, but I do not like him using it. He's overusing it, man. and he's not countering enough in order for me to think that it's effective. Nice uppercut from Ryan, but is I don't know, man. I'm like, am I tripping here, or is this? Oh, Duarte caught him at the end with a left hook. Ryan did sneak an uppercut in there, but Duarte seemed to be taking a power well. I know I predicted a KO from Ryan, but to be honest, Duarte, I don't even know if he is a chinny fighter or not. I mean, so far, Ryan's finally taking a seat in this the ending of this round here. Yeah, I don't like the style. I know Joe. They're talking about it. Okay, hold on. Let me hear. Let me listen to the commentary. This ugly shoulder roll. It's a very ugly shoulder roll. Yes, it is. Ryan's experimenting. And let me say this. Joe Goosen, when he came in, I think Ryan, I don't know if Joe was there for the Tago fight, and I know he was definitely there for the Fortuna fight. I like some of the adjustments I've seen in that fight. But I don't think Fortuna had any business fighting at 140. So, I'm just basing on what I've seen Ryan doing, but it was a much easier fight than this. But I like some of the things that I saw Ryan doing in that fight. In this fight here, I don't like anything that I see Ryan doing. All right. The unofficial scorecard gave Duarte the last 2 rounds. They gave Ryan the first 4. I think that last round was a little hard to score for me. Uh, but Ryan needs to make it a dogfight, in my opinion. I didn't really score the 6th round, Woog. I think oh, nice left hook from Ryan. I think the 6th round was the hardest round to score. But I had Ryan 3-2 going into the 6th. Ryan's winning the 7th, in my opinion, though. And I don't see Duarte winning a decision win unless it's like some sort of knockdown or something. I mean, Duarte is doing a good job cutting him off and staying on him, but he's not throwing enough this round here. I think he's just looking for the counter at this point, and he's not being active enough. I mean, he's Ryan is starting to look a little bit comfy in there this round. Like, this is a good round for Ryan. He's abandoned the shoulder roll. He started going back to using lateral movement and trying to control distance here. But again, I've seen nice check left hook from Ryan. I've seen Ryan control distance a little bit better, but this is like damn near running at this point. 30 seconds left in the 7th. By the way, please smash the like button if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up. Do me that favor real quick. And also, if you are new, subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get over 100 likes, man. We got just above 150 people here. If everybody hit the smash the like button real quick for me. Thank you. Ryan won that round pretty clear. I guess this is a better approach for him. Yes, I don't know. I don't think Duarte won that round. I think Ryan won that round. I think his movement and the shots that he landed some good clean shots. I think Duarte had issues with his movement there, but that was a lot of movement for me. You guys said, nah, bro. Ryan is running. It's not a good fight for Ryan, man. Win or lose is not a great performance. And I don't see any development. I see him just using a shoulder roll, and he doesn't seem to be good at that. But maybe with time he'll get better. But the when he's using that shell, he gotta stop turning around, man. And you gotta watch his feet, man. His feet be all over the place. He's like not even engaging now. Now in this round, he's just running at this point. Crowd's starting to boo. Like, I get it, control distance, but man, do something while you moving. You gotta stop and throw something every now and then. Duarte's trying to cut him off here, but we're almost halfway through the 8th round, and we haven't gotten much from Duarte or Ryan. This is a shit fight. Oh man. Oh man, it's not a good look for Ryan, man. He's just doing too much moving, y'all. He's running. Oh, I think this is officially running. This is running. This might be too much movement for me. This is trash. Duarte just lunged at him and started throwing hooks. He didn't really connect with anything though. Oh, come on, man. This is kind of like he this is not. I mean, it's not as bad as the Shakur fight. It's definitely not, but it's this round is up there. This round here is pretty damn close. Oh, come on, Ryan, man. Ryan caught him with a good left hook, and that hurt him. That hurt him. Duarte's hurt. He caught him. Duarte's hurt, right? He's going down. He's down. That's a knockdown. Duarte took a knee, but he's hurt, y'all. He's hurt. He caught him with a left hook. It was a delayed reaction. That's why I didn't say it. He got up at the last second, and the ref waved it off. It's not a good look. It's not. It's a good. Listen, he won, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, man. It's not. It's just not, man. It's not a good look. We always get these fights where these fighters try to take the knee and they lunge up in the air on the last second, on the 10 count, on the 9 count, going into the 10th. That's what happened. Let me play it back real quick before they get to the replay. This is not a good look for Ryan. This is not. All right, hold on. Let me just rewatch it real quick so I can break it down for you guys. All right, so Ryan's. Oh shit! I just fucking back out. My bad. Excuse my language. I do. I want to watch. I want to rewatch this thing. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. It's not a good performance though. He got the win though. That's all that matters. But it's not a great performance. He did hurt the guy though. All right, so Ryan's backing up. He catches him with a left hook, and he catches him with a right to the body. 30 seconds left. Caught him with another hook, and now he's throwing combination. Duarte, it was a late, yeah, yeah, yeah. So he goes down. So Ryan catches him with a left hook. That hurt him, but I think even a shot before that might have hurt him before that. Ryan goes in, he's throwing a flurry. Duarte tried to get up at like 9.5 seconds. And he screwed up. Not the worst stoppage. It's not the worst stoppage. He was still hurt. I just replayed it again. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let me see the count. Let me just pay attention to the count. 8, 9, and he got up right with before he said 10. I think the ref should have let him continue. He got up right before he said 10. As he was getting up, the ref was already waving it off. Yeah, I think he should have let him. I think he should have let him continue. I watched it. Let me go back to live because I'm probably far behind. Look. All right. So he was hurt. So they're showing. I just went back to live broadcast, and now, Ryan, this guy's legs is all over the place, right? So he looks over. The ref jumps in, and he looks over to see where the count is at. 6, 7, 8, 9, and he gets up, and the guy goes like this. So he said 9, and then as he's about to say 10, he gets up, and the whiff goes like this at the same time. All right. No, it wasn't worse than the Shakur fight. The Shakur fight was the worst fight, but it's not really about whose fight was worse. It's not a great performance from Ryan. He got the window and he got the stoppage. You know what I mean? But I will say that the ref was trash all the way through the fight. The ref was way too involved. Ryan was clearly turning his back while he was rolling punches, and he was getting hit in the back of the head simply because he was turning his back. Again, when he was leaning over to his right, instead of just standing in place and leaning over, he was turning his back continuously. There is a difference, and he was getting hit in the back of the head sometimes. I think the ref should have said something to Ryan as far as saying like, yo, don't turn. You know what I mean? Don't turn. It's not a good performance, y'all. I'll admit that it's not a good performance. And I don't see improvement with that performance. He got the stoppage because we know he has power. You know what I mean? All right, hold on. Say you want to give honor to God. It was a great performance. He got the win. Not the absolute worst stoppage, but I think the ref should have let the guy continue. Yeah, Uncle Jack, I agree with your post.
You knew that Oscar Duarte was a pressure fighter. You knew how he was going to fight. What was he showing you in the early rounds of this fight? He was a strong fighter. He took a good punch, and he's a Mexican fighter like me. You're tough, and I hit him with some hard shots.
Yeah, we know that Ryan got power. We know he's fast, and we know he has power. But all the it just wasn't. You I guess when you change a trainer and you're coming off of a loss, kind of looking for improvements, and I can't say that he looked like an improved fighter. He looks like he's still working out whatever he's working on. But this whole Philly show thing, it didn't look good, man.
had to slow his momentum down. You know, he was building momentum, and I was like, man, I gotta cut this off somehow. I'm gonna just take it to him, let him throw off some steam, catch him when I can, and then I'll start using my legs again, and then hopefully that softens him up. So that's what I did. First fight with Derek James in your corner. What was the influence there? How do you think that went? Oh man, it was our first fight. Shout out Derek James, Dallas baby. He's in the house, baby.
I'll tell you one thing.
Man, Derek,
I just want to see who he calls out.
We're gonna build off this, and we're just gonna get better. You know, that's my. I told you, I'm committing to becoming a world champion.
No, Southpaw. No. He needs some more fights. He does not immediately go straight to top 140 fighters. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
This has been a challenging week for you for a lot of different reasons. How much was that?
He needs a little bit more experience in this style if he's going to continue to go there.
I'm a person about, moving forward, just, having a kind heart, showing, forgiveness. So I just keep it like that. I want to show positivity in this world. I said what I said, but I have no hard feelings towards nobody. I just hope the truth prevails, and that's it. So you're still the money guy.
I hear you, Joe.
You mentioned Rolly Romero, who was the WBA title holder. Is that the fight that you want next? Yeah.
He's calling out Rolly Romero, y'all. I mean, all right. I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah, TL female absolutely beats Ryan Garcia. All right. Real quick. The only reason why I'm cool with the Rolly fight is because he needs to develop whatever they're working on. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm not a huge Ryan fan, but I'm not a hater of his or anything like that. You know what I mean? I don't really dislike him. I don't really like him that much. But I will say, to be fair, he needs more fights. I don't want to see him against Teofimo Lopez. I don't want to see him against Devin Haney right now. I think those guys like are better fighters. I think Sabrio Matias, again, being aggressive the way he is, would do a lot more damage against Ryan than this guy did. You know what I mean? Duarte, good, aggressive fighter, but he was extremely limited in this fight. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Rolly, outside of the power, Rolly doesn't have that much. I think that is a better test, especially because, you know what I mean? He's still clearly working on shit. But I think he might have declined a little bit with this change. Now, it could end up being it could actually make him better in the long run. But this fight here makes it look like he's declined a little bit. I don't like the way he fought this fight. I don't think he moves well, and I don't think that his Philly shell is good. You know what I mean? Chris Cross, thank you. He says, do you think Derek wasn't coaching right or Ryan was doing his own thing? So being that I keep the volume down, I couldn't hear what Derek was telling him. You know what I mean? So I didn't hear the instructions. But what I will say is that it looked like at times that Ryan wasn't really focused on what his coach was saying. I said like maybe a round or two ago, he was like walking in circles while when he wasn't sitting on the stool, it looked like he was just like nodding, but like wasn't really focused on what Derek was saying. So I can't tell you if Derek was great giving like instructions based on what I'm seeing in the fight. I can't tell you. But I do know that Ryan wasn't really, it didn't look like he was that focused. Maybe he was listening to him, but he was just whatever. But overall, man, and thank you for donating. Overall, I don't think that was a good performance. I don't. I think Duarte was dangerous, but I don't feel like Duarte showed me anything in this fight that makes me feel like he would compete to the best against the best at the division. So I think Gary Russell is similar to Duarte, right? Antoine Russell. Antoine Russell, not Gary Russell. Antoine Gary Russell. Fight similar, but I think he would be better at that style. And I think, when I look at the aggressive fighters, I think those guys would do better against Ryan the way he fought tonight. Now, when I think of the boxers or the boxer punchers like Teal, Devin, Progray, or whoever else is that's at the 140 division, even like a Richardson, like Richardson Hitchens would have I think he would have dominated Ryan in this fight. I just think he would have clearly outboxed him. Ryan, I don't think Ryan got hurt at all in this fight, which is good. He did take some good shots, but against Duarte, it seems a little bit limited. You know what I mean? I don't know. You got to prepare for the opponent. But as far as preparing for the opponent, I don't think Ryan did great, and maybe some of that maybe has to do with some of the changes they make, like in preparation and getting with the new coach. But it was just nothing about Ryan in this fight that I think he did better. That's all I got to really say. I don't think there was anything that I saw Ryan do in this fight that was improvement. It seemed like he was just experimenting the Philly shell, and he was experimenting trying to use a lot of lateral movement. You know what I mean? And the lateral movement part, it seemed like it was just like running, borderline running those last couple rounds. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I think. All right. But the fight is over. I'll talk more about it tomorrow. It's just, I gotta collect my thoughts, man, because I might even watch it again overnight or maybe in the morning, because I don't really know what to take away from that fight. It was like I'm looking for changes and improvement, and I didn't see any of it. You know what I mean? I know he got the knockout, but it was just I didn't see any improvement in his game. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. That's just the way I look at it. I might rewatch it again though, for sure. Maybe in the morning before I go live or something, but I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it like that. It really wasn't that good of a fight. And I don't know, I might have to change my stance as far as him being like a B plus guy. He might be a little bit lower than that, you know? All right. Shout out to everyone that's here though, man. Everybody hit that smash button, please. Thank you, all the new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button. Anyone that donated, everyone that supported me tonight, thank you. Southpaw says next week, same bad time at that place. Great waves spot. Y'all support one of the best channels. Thank you. I should have did the breakdown for have a Haney and Prograde. I'm ready. I already done on my film study. I'm gonna do the breakdown, but I'm gonna talk about a lot of other things in that breakdown outside of just the ring. I do want to discuss the face-off, which I never really bring up the face-offs that much in breakdowns. But I think a lot of key things were said in that breakdown that I will definitely, I'm not in that face-off that I will bring up in a breakdown. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for that. If not tomorrow, Monday the latest. I'm already ready to do that breakdown. I already did all the field study. I already know where I'm going with it. But be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely going to be here next Saturday. I cannot wait for this fight. I'm not rooting for anyone in that fight. I love Prograde. I love Devin Haney. I'm not rooting for anyone. You know, I just kind of won a good fight. You know what I mean? But I can't wait to do a breakdown for that fight. I'm ready to do that breakdown. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for that. Check out the last couple of videos I did on Canelo and Benavidez and Tank Davis and Haney. Yeah, but anyway, I'm out of here, man. I am kind of tired. I know it's early. I know we got an early main event, but I'm gonna take a nap and I'll be here in the morning. Yeah, have a good night. Peace.